Welcome to the second phase of Ship Showdown for 2021. It's just started today. We have confirmation that 11 a.m. CDT, so that is 1 hour behind EST, Eastern Standard Time, is when they're going to do the resets. So basically, right now, my time, it is 12:30 Eastern in the U.S. TZ's time, in the U.S. time zones, and that would mean that GMT, I believe, is 5 hours plus, so it should be 5 p.m. right now, and in England and in the UK time zone. So if you're trying to get some grasp on this explanation that I'm poorly putting out there. Basically, the reset is going to start in the evening if you're in the European time zones, and if you're in the U.S. time zones, you can expect it midday. Is the best explanation I can explain. So, what do we have? Every day, there will be a new vote for 24 hours that players can log in, and you can have a say in what ship will continue through the bracket. Today is the C2 Hercules versus the Drake Caterpillar. Now, the Drake Caterpillar has already enjoyed a Best in Show skin, so I'm going to vote for what's clearly the crowd favorite, at least in these early times. I'm going to vote for the Herc. So if I click on the C2 Herc vote, I can hit confirm, and bam, there we go. My vote has been added to the C2 Hercules. Hopefully win. I would love to see a Best in Show skin for at least one of the Hercules, preferably the C2 or the M2, although the C2 is a more common ship, so I can understand why people would want to go that direction. Now, if I was to refresh this page, my vote would be highlighted on here so I could track what I'm going to do. And as I continue to make videos about the Ship Showdown, I will have my votes highlighted for just kind of give people a perspective, and I'll explain why I voted different ways, just like I did today. I don't know if I'm going to make a video about every single day, but I will try to do at least some recaps to explain each matchup. So, without further ado, let's look at the contestants of the top 16. Now, remember, these were the ships that were the crowd favorites. The folks went on Twitter, went on Spectrum, they posted up as much possible support for these ships, and that's how they made it here. So, remember that the top four get the skin. Yes, it's nice to beat the top winner, etc., for your favorite ship, but the real winners already in my book are the top four. They enjoy a Best in Show skin for whatever color scheme is this year's Best in Show skin. And all owners of that ship, up until the day of, will get that skin for free. And there will be a sale, by the way, that will allow you to purchase those ships as well. So don't think you're going to miss out. Oh, I got to get this ship now. You just have to get it before or during the ship sale towards the end of this event. Also, all these ships will be for sale throughout the event. So really exciting stuff. So I'll do that in a different video, kind of talking about the benefits and drawbacks of these ships, especially as we grow through the process here. So the C2 Herc, if it wins, it will go against the winner of the Reclaimer Mole combination. I strongly suspect that the Herc will win, and if I was to bet, even though the Reclaimer already has a Best in Show skin, which is my favorite Best in Show skin because it changes the entire look and feel of the ship, I believe the Mole's going to have a very, very hard time beating the Reclaimer. I think this is a very popular fan favorite. A salvage mechanic is very hot right now, especially people getting ready for it. I can't help but notice that the Reclaimer is going to have a pretty easy time getting to that next one. Although I hope there's an upset. The Mole is a very interesting ship. In the mining community, it's very interesting. Once again, I wish the Prospector was here. I wish the Prospector was out there, not the Mole. But hey, next matchup is the Carrack and the Connie Andromeda. Wow, what a hard combination right there. That's going to be quite the matchup. Now, the Carrack has already enjoyed a Best in Show skin. The Connie Andromeda has not. None of the constellations have. I would love to see the Andromeda beat out the Carrack. Hopefully, anybody who's a Connie fan can help build this up. However, the Carrack is a crowd favorite, and it is a ship that's, just really brings a lot to the table. So I can't help but think that's going to be a difficult matchup right there. Next up is the Usurper, I'll call it, the Empov Cargo. I believe it's the only ship on this list that does not have a quantum drive. However, don't discount it. This MPUF cargo has had a massive social media upswell and Spectrum upswell to get people to support it to get it into the 16, and I will be voting for it. The Freelancer Max is a great ship. However, I can't discount the MPubs. And for the record, I think they're a near perfect ship for what they are. If they had an extra small quantum drive with a very small quantum tank, they would be perfect. But they're a near perfect vessel, great support ship for the fleet. The Idris, for example, has a special hangar just designed to hold the MPUV. And with their containers, they will be an important part of outpost operations because those containers on the bottom of the MPUV can actually drop off. So, and also capital class owners, be sure to keep in mind that most of these capitals either come with MPUVs or that the cost of an MPUV would be pretty small in the grand scheme of things. So, interesting ship, but it may be a buy-in game or a ship that comes with your ship type situation. So just bear that in mind for the people who really need to drag that along. For the record, I've seen some experimentals of C2 Hercs hauling two MPUV cargoes. I'd love to see how hard that was for them to get it in there, but we'll see how that matchup goes, and we'll also see, I'm sure, a lot of hilarious pictures this week of people playing with MPUVs and kind of rocking those and getting them in interesting places where they shouldn't be. So the Cutlass Black is going up against the 600i Explorer. I am loving the fact the 600i Explorer got on this list. The Cutty Black, though, is a hard opponent that has a lot of owners, and it is a crowd favorite. The Cutlass already has a best in show skin, particularly the Cutlass Black. So I'm hoping the 600i Explorer makes it. And the next lineup is the Retaliator Bomber versus the Banu Defender. Once again, the Banu Defender, crowd favorite. I'm a huge fan of the Defender. I think it does a great job of what it does in a great looking package. It's a little expensive, but buying game eventually when that's out, or if you have a Banu Merchantman, you get the Banu Defender as a loaner. So I'm very appreciative as a BMM owner. I am able to run the Banu Defender for fun, and it's a beautiful warp drive. It has the quantum drive effects it has are just second to none. It's a really awesome ship, and also the Retaliator Bomber. Surprise! I'm gonna have a hard time voting for one of these. I am a huge fan of the Retaliator Bomber as well, especially with its upcoming module changes where it will be able to drop those torpedo bays and be able to put in cargo, the crew quarters, and hauling areas for people, and also a literal drop bay for 12 well-equipped Marines. I can't stress enough how I think the Retaliator is a great ship and a well-rounded ship. And if somebody is on a budget, but they're looking to have a lot of capabilities in their fleet, even just a Retaliator base would be a great ship with LTI, for example, or 10-year insurance. I would love to see that in some people's fleets. The Retaliator Bomber is no exception, although it is pricier, obviously, and you're pre-buying the torpedo modules. That's basically what's happening. You can always put in the other modules that the Retaliator base will eventually get as the Retaliator Bomber. So this is a tough one. I think this is a well-rounded, well-done ship. I think the Banu Defender is a beautiful, well-made ship, purpose-built for what it is. There's not a lot of meat on that bone that's left after comparing the two. I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to go with. So that's going to be a tough one for me. And up next, the Mercury Star Runner versus the Razor. I think this is a no-brainer that the Mercury Star Runner will beat out the Razor. However, the Razor is looking to be one of the Crow's Customs engine swap type vessels. So they're going to be using it as an experimental racing, competitive drive kind of changeovers that you can do in Crow's Customs with this ship in the very near future. So if the Razor wins, it would be really cool to have that beautiful best in show skin Well, we don't know if it's beautiful yet. We got to see color scheme. Last I've seen, Orison typed color schemes are looking like they're going to win. So all four of the semifinalist ships will get those type of. It's like a lightish blue with the whites and things like that. Would look really good with a racing ship, by the way. But it would also look very good with the MSR and being able to show their home team colors. Orison is very deeply associated with the Crusader Industries color scheme and liveries, and it would be really cool to see as well. So, but I think both ships have viable arguments here. However, I think the MSR is going to win the day and is kind of edging ahead. I think the MSR deserves to be in this lineup, at least, especially this year being in kind of that Orison color scheme if that goes through. And then finally, the Gladius versus the Saber. This is a tough one. The Gladius is once again a very common ship, very popular. It is well done. It is a hero ship for Squadron 42. You start the game in the Gladius, last I heard, for part one, and you are able to operate every single switch inside the cockpit. It has a weapons storage area. It has all the modules that come out. Very easy access from the outside of the ship. Has an ejection system. Very cool ship. Very interesting single seater. Also, an interesting single seater is the Saber, though, a space superiority fighter that has semi stealth capabilities. It's a little lacking in a lot of departments. However, it just went through the Golden Pass, and we're going to see very soon the results of that Golden Pass in game. So, and from my kind of thoughts here, I would love to see the Saber succeed. Especially, I would love to see the Saber up against the MSR. That's a very exciting race. And while we're at it, I'll mention that I would love to see the Retaliator bomber beat out this in a duel with the 600i. Probably beat it out, but honestly, I'd love to see I think the 600i Explorer desperately needs some TLC, so it would be nice to see that. That's the way these brackets work. So the winner goes here, and then the winner of these two would go here. In this entire process, you're voting throughout the brackets. If you haven't worked with Sport Teams brackets, they're pretty exciting. They get very interesting, even if you're at first seeing just a overwhelming number. As it gets closer and closer, you really want to see your home team, so to speak, win, and your favorite ships in this case. So the MPUF Cargo, I think, will win out against the Max. I think the Andromeda may do an upset on the Carrack, and then the MPUF Cargo, I think, will get the semifinal for the lulls and also for the social media upswing. And a lot of influencers pushing that. I don't consider myself an influencer, but I like to think that anybody viewing these videos makes their own decisions. I simply give you all the facts. That's why sometimes you hear me say both sides of something. I try to keep my own biases as checked as possible and then make your own decisions. But I'll probably end up voting for the Cargo just for the fun of it. But the Connie Andromeda, if it beats out the Carrack, will once again give me a tough decision. Do I go with one or the other? Especially because the Connies could really use that semifinal nod at least 1 year, and the Andromeda is a solid gunship. So I might go with the Andromeda if it beats out the Carrack. If the Carrack beats it out like expected, then I will vote for the Cargo no matter what. For the Reclaimer Mole, once again, I think the Reclaimer will beat out the Mole, but if the Mole wins, it will be a much more interesting fight because you'll have the Industrials of the Mole group also fighting the Industrials who own the C2 Herc. It'll be a situation where some people own both ships, or at the very least some kind of Hercules and also a Mole, or enjoy mining in a prospector and want to work towards a Mole. So there's some interesting interplay here. If the Caterpillar wins, I don't think there will be as much interplay. There'll be literally people that haul, purists and combat pilots who enjoy having a Caterpillar to support their operations versus the industrials, because both of these I consider industrial side of things. And yes, I consider salvage an industrial core loop. I don't think that there is much of a difference to me with those. However, if you feel differently, mention it in the comments. Salvaging, I know, will be closer to PvP because some ships will blow up and that's the way you get salvage. However, a Reclaimer is more of an established ship. You will need to have a clear field in order to bring a Reclaimer in. It's not meant to go into a combat zone. So we'll see. This ship showdown started today on September 8th. It will continue through September 22, and the winner will be crowned on the 23rd. If you're looking at the links, you can see the tick down clock here, giving you an idea of how long you have to vote. There's no cost to vote. There's no You just make an account and that's it. Also, if you are making an account for the first time, I have a referral code down below. Be sure to use it. You'll get 5,000 free UEC if you start playing the game after you buy a game pack. And if you don't already have a friend or an org mate who has played the game, if they are, be sure to try to get their referral code. They'll greatly appreciate it. And also, if you're using the old link for the ship showdown, the stars robertspaceindustries.com/ship showdown 2021, it is not updated. The new link is on the front page of the RSI website, and it's also going to be directly linked below, robertspaceindustriescom/ship-showdown 2021 slash live dash showdown. It has its own sub page, and it does not show it on that main page as of recording this about an hour after this has been released. Anyway, you can see this is kind of now become an archive of what people's community hub and ideas were for sharing with their favorite ships. Whereas the ship showdown for the vote, for the bracket, the exciting bracket vote, and what you should be doing, hopefully most days at the very least, try to get your voice across, especially in the first 16, where it's really going to matter to really set the tone for the rest of the bracket. You're going to want to come to this page. Once again, there's no cost, there's no games, there's no nothing. It's just go in, you do your vote, and that's it. Don't forget, speaking of game though, there is the meta game on the forums. So if you go on Spectrum, you can try to argue for your ship and why it should win. And I strongly expect people will go out of their way to make plenty of those posts over the coming days. So beware that will be the onslaught of that. And if you're trying to pregame for your ship and kind of load people's minds up about how they should be supported, like the MPUV Cargo has that support right now. Now's the time. Start crafting your ideas. Start getting some beautiful screenshots of your favorite ship, and start getting maybe put some nice skins on it, or even an image of a light blue and white skin, and how it would look and how great it would be, and how this ship could barely need some help. So that's just a suggestion. Content creators out there, videos would also help. Just because that whole beginning part's over does not mean you can't sway the vote. So if you're that excited, step up, have some fun with this, and get into the vote. This will do it for this intro to the Ship Showdown 2021, and please subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. I make it all the time. Please comment below if you want to talk about things, or if you think I went too far into something or didn't cover something. And also, I'm always available on Discord if you're shy. RedJ, #0001. Have a good day and fly safe.